Hello, everyone. I'm Kate Sicchio. I'm a choreographer and a media artist. For the last 20 years or so, most of my work has been performances with dancers and then some kind of technology with them. That ranges from video projection to wearable technology to AI. And today I'm going to talk to you about sort of 3 different technologies that have been in my work in recent years. I'm really interested in computers making dances, and to do that, how we can use code to make algorithmic choreographies. I started making this kind of work around 2011 with this piece, Hacking Choreography. You can see in the picture, there's me on stage typing code, and there's 2 dancers actually trying to perform that score that I'm making live. What I didn't realize at the time was this is actually a practice called live coding, where people are using computer programming as a performance, right? So usually you see this done with sound or visuals, but I was doing it with dance. I've continued doing a lot with live coding over the last few years. I really was interested, though, in how I can start to make a computer programming language that would be specific for dance. And my first attempt was Tripsicode in about 2018. In this work, I made a programming language where I felt like when I was typing, it was kind of like when I'm talking to a dancer in the dance studio. So that way, I could type things like jump and retrograde and do lunge twice, and the computer could respond. In Tripsicode specifically, I use a visual score. So I'm actually programming a sequence of images, and the dancers are then responding to those live in the performance. So that looks a little something like this. I've continued working with this idea of live coding and dance-specific programming with the project I've done with Dr. David Ogborn of Hamilton University in McMaster, Canada. McMaster University in Hamilton, Canada. In locomotion, we're playing with a lot of things, but particularly we're interested in avatars that we can live code their movement. So we've done a bunch of motion capture, we've embedded it into 3D models, and we've made a language that allows us to code these together on the web. So we can create networked performance of dance using avatars in real time with dance-specific language. Another part of my work is working with wearable technology. So during the pandemic, I developed a costume that would inflate and deflate based on audience interaction from the internet. One of the things I was really missing was having an audience there with you. And I wanted to figure out a way for dancers to still feel, quite literally, the impact of the audience. And so when people would watch a live stream of this performance, there would be 2 buttons on the screen. One would let them inflate the costume, and one would let them deflate. And in sort of a majority rules situation, however many votes were coming in for that inflate or deflate would affect the costume live in the performance. I'm also really interested in this emerging field called choreorobotics, or the combination of dance and robots. I started working with a roboticist, Dr. Patrick Martin of University of Richmond in 2022, and we first developed this piece, Amelia and the Machine, just as a way to put a robot and a human together on stage and see what would happen. It's a very small robot. It's a mobile manipulator, which is basically a Roomba with an arm. But one of the things that we're really proud about that happened in this piece was we didn't just make a dance piece. We actually ended up creating new machine learning algorithms in order to teach the arm new movement live in the performance. So not only were we making an art piece, we also had a scientific discovery. So I'll play the very beginning of this piece where she's teaching the robot a new arm gesture live. That is also our new algorithm. Since then, we've developed a few more pieces. In February of this past year, we premiered Together Apart, which is, again, with our small robot, but 2 dancers. And we really wanted to actually focus on spatial relationships. So again, we had to design new technology. We had to design a sensor system that would basically put GPS in the room. We also had to create a floor projection system in order to tell the dancers where to go and where the robot was going to be. So here's a little clip of that. And just to finish, our next piece is premiering in April 2025, and it will actually have 2 robots, the robot's getting a friend, and 2 dancers, and we'll be evolving all these relationships between the space, the robots, the dancers, and their movement. So yeah, thank you so much.